So not only is the orchestration of this offense on Harden, but actually coming through under pressure. Kyrie has done it, and KD has done it. But Harden hasn't yet. That is also on James Harden. So he is the most important player here, to say nothing of the fact that the only reason he's not MVP right now is he hasn't been in Brooklyn the entire time. But look what happened to Houston when he left. Look what happened to Brooklyn when he got there. He's the key player.
Wrong. James Harden is not the MVP because, you got him in Brooklyn. He's the MVP right now because Kevin Durant's been hurt. If Kevin Durant were healthy, Kevin Durant would probably be there. Remember, I had Kevin Durant one on my list at the time that he went down. He's averaging 29 a game. 29 after an 18-month layoff, averaging 29 a game on 52% shooting and 43.4% from three-point range. I had him as the league MVP until he went down. Let me say this. When I think about the Brooklyn Nets, everything evolves around Kevin Durant. If James Harden was out, but Kyrie is there with KD, Brooklyn could still win it. If Kyrie was out, but James Harden was still there with KD, Brooklyn could still win it. With James Harden and Kyrie, without KD, they ain't getting out of the East. I don't know if you've been watching Philadelphia. You've been seeing Philadelphia? Dwight Howard, by the way, 18 to 15 last night. And you know what? He's making a contribution. Yeah. Doc Rivers doing a hell of a job in Philadelphia. Let's call it what it is. Seth Curry. It's another Curry in the building. That brother can ball. We see what Tobias Harris and what he has been doing. Balling. Listen, it's a best of 7 series. I'm not counting the Philadelphia 76ers out, particularly when Joel Embiid comes back, because I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing them do. When you look at the Nets, you're the number one offense, number one in shots from two-point range, number 4 in shots from three-point range. Harden, Kyrie, KD, Joe Harris, Jeff Green, can't say enough about him. And now you got LaMarcus Aldridge out there posting people up, either shooting corner threes or posting people up with his back to the basket and shooting fall-away shots, which he's capable of doing. The Brooklyn Nets are the Brooklyn Nets. But when we talk about Harden right now, even though I believe he deserves top-notch consideration for MVP, the MVP race is between him and Damian Lillard. But when I look at the Brooklyn Nets and their championship aspirations, everything comes through Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant can't go for you, you ain't winning. It's that simple.
Well, I think the same thing about Harden. I think Kyrie and KD together, maybe they could win. I wouldn't bet on them. I think that Kyrie and KD together would probably come up a little bit short. Maybe not get to the finals.
But I'm saying they ain't getting to the finals without KD.
But I think that Harden and KD have comparable value. That doesn't mean Harden is as good as KD. If I have to choose one, I'll take KD. But they're both MVP level players.
Yes, I agree with that.
And unlike KD, Harden is the orchestrator of the offense. Mm-hmm. I'll say this about KD. This is why I don't think he's actually the pivotal player. The thing about KD, like when I think about him as a player, I think here's a guy who would only ever make any team in the history of basketball better if he was on it. KD is only ever additive because he's almost 7 feet. He can get his own shot from anywhere. He can hit it from anywhere. He's a versatile defender who can defend multiple positions. And also, he doesn't need the ball, in fact. You can design plays for him for sure, but you don't need to. He can get 30-plus points just in the flow of the game because, as you would say, he's that lethal offensively. So he certainly adds to it, but I don't see him as the guy the team revolves around. In fact, I believe that will be James Harden. Not as the best player, but as the orchestrator and the guy most essential to make everything flow right. And that dude is also the guy who has to prove it in the playoffs. Well, he's got to hit big shots.
Again, when we talk about James Harden, he's having maybe the best season of his career because of what he is showing he's capable of as a point guy and a floor general, orchestrating the offense or whatever. Watching basketball the way that I do come playoff time when everybody knows what you're going to do, when it's a best-of-7 series, Rondo's a different animal because of what he does up here and how he lives off this. See, a guy as great as James Harden, even though he has this up here, at some point in time, you tend to fall back to your greatness as a scorer because that's what we've known him to be, particularly the last 3 years when he was averaging over 30. I'm saying to you that when you take that into account and you look at the Eastern Conference, particularly with Philadelphia and Milwaukee, you're not beating them without Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
You ain't beat them without Harden either.
Kevin Durant. But I'm just telling you they can. I'm saying with a KD, but without Harden, a KD and Kyrie or a KD and Harden can beat them. A Harden and Kyrie cannot beat them. You need KD. It ain't happening without KD. That's all I'm saying.
KD
and that's appreciating their greatness. Kyrie is phenomenal. Kyrie's a superstar. James Harden is a superstar. But you're not coming out of the East without KD.
I probably agree with that. I have to think more. I think that's a close call.
Well, you don't have to think. Just listen to your boy. That's all you have to do. Just listen to your boy. I'm not asking. I'm telling you.
I will remind you of something.
All right.
Without KD, Harden and Kyrie went on a West Coast trip and beat the cream of the crop.
You don't get to do that.
Why?
That would be regular season games. Are you trying to say that regular season games matter, Max Kellerman?
Let me tell you, this is why. Wait,
are you trying to say
my next
regular
point.
season matters? Because this would be a first. Because last time I checked, Molly, regular season don't mean nothing to Max Kellerman.
You have a good point, damn it, about the playoffs. This is my point about James Harden. You bring up Rondo, and this is the thing I've been saying. What makes playoff Rondo?
Right.
That's coach's time. That's the guys who know all the plays, the smart players, the guys who do their homework. Those are the guys who excel in the playoffs, right? But that's James Harden. So the fact that he has consistently choked in the playoffs tells me it's not about his brain.
I don't feel choked.
I think he has
James Harden
consistently performed less than he normally performed.
Well, I thought the last
when
couple of years
most.
He hasn't performed bad in the playoffs. I don't believe that.
Yes, I think he's coming around too, but it took a lot of years for him to get there. And that's my point. It's not about his brain. He has a great basketball brain. He got the yips in the playoffs. He got nervous in the playoffs, obviously. Something about the playoffs affected him negatively. He's got to get over that for them to win.
When a team has 7 games to prepare for you to win 4 games, it's significantly different than going up against them on a regular season night when you got somebody else. And that's why I'm telling you, they would need KD. Without KD, ain't happening.
7 feet.
Ain't happening. KD's the key. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.